विष्णुपादचर्य श्लोत्र से चरणारविंद भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी श्री प्रभुपाद की जय। विष्णुपादचर्य श्लोत्र से श्रीमद भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोस्वामी महाराज श्री प्रभुपाद की अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की नमाचार्य श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की all glories to Lord.
Hare Krishna.
All glories to Lord.
Hare Krishna.
All glories to Lord.
Hare Krishna.
All glories, all glories, all glories. Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga Shri Prabhupada ki
Jai.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. ज्ञानतमरन्दस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरोन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीकृपान् वैष्णवंश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातां सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनासहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्री राधा कृष्ण पादान सगणा ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितंश्च हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचना गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते सुते देव प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यश्च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री द्वैत गदाधर श्री गौर हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। श्री गुरु दत्तात्रेय परमानंद श्री चैतन्य नमो शिवाय कृष्ण कृष्ण भक्तिदान स्वामी नमस्ते सरस्वती गौरांग प्रचारणे रिसेप्शन। Today we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4, chapter number 3, text number 1. The chapter entitled The Talks Between Lord Shiva and Sati and Lord Shiva. Maitreya Vacha 431 Sada Vidvishato Evam Sada Vidvishato Revam Sada Vidvishato Revam Kalo Vaidriyamanayo Kalo Vaidriyamanayo Kalo Vaidriyamanayo Jamato Swasrasyapi Jamato Swasrasyapi Jamato Swasrasyapi Sumahan Adichakrame Sumahan Adichakrame Maitreya Vacha Sada Vidvishato Revam Kalo Vaidriyamanayo Yamato Swasrasyapi Sumahan Adichakrame.
Maitreya Vacha Sada Vidvisato Evam Kalo Vaidriyamanayo Yamato Swasrasyapi Sumahan चक्र में
Maitreya Maitreya said, Sada, constantly, Vidvishataho, the tension, Evam, in this manner, Kalaha, time, why, certainly, Drimanayo, continue to bear Yamadhu of the son-in-law, Swasarasya of the father-in-law, P, A1, even, Sumahan, a very great, Adichakrame, past. Translation. Maitreya continued, in this manner, the tension between the father-in-law and son-in-law, Daksha and Lord Shiva, continued for a considerably long period. Purport. The previous chapter has already explained that Vidura questioned the sage Maitreya as to the cause of the misunderstanding between Lord Shiva and Daksha. Another question is why the strife between Daksha and his son-in-law caused Sati to destroy her body. The chief reason for Sati's giving up her body was that her father Daksha began another sacrificial performance to which Lord Shiva was not invited at all. Generally, when any sacrifice is performed, although each and every sacrifice is intended to pacify the Supreme Personality of Godhead Vishnu, all the demigods, especially Lord Brahma and Lord Shiva, and the other principal demigods such as Indra and Chandra are invited, and they take part. It is said that unless all the demigods are present, no sacrifice is complete. But in the tension between the father-in-law and son-in-law, Daksha began another yajna performance, to which Lord Shiva was not invited. Daksha was the chief progenitor, employed by Lord Brahma, and he was a son of Brahma. So he had a high position and was also very proud. So I neither have any qualification nor do I have any realization. I seek blessings of all the devotees. So actually, human life is meant for self-realization. Human life is meant for self-realization. This body will not stay for a long time. So when we are in other bodies, we cannot understand anything about anything other than eating, meeting, sleeping, and defending. But when we are in the human body, we are endowed with certain intelligence where we can understand the goal of life and actually progress towards spiritual realization, self-realization, and go back to Godhead. That's why one has to utilize one's human form of life as much as possible to make progress. The rest are all only ancillary. And we need to eat because we have a body to maintain. We need to sleep because body needs rest. But other mating and sleeping, so they defending. They are the needs of the body. But we are given so much intelligence. We should utilize human life to thoroughly cleanse the heart so that we can awaken that love of God. At least we should try, whether it is up to Krishna, whether when, where, and when he'll bestow that love of God. But we need to pursue that. That's the goal of human life. Abraham Bhuvana Loka Punaravartana Arjuna Navabheti Kaunteya Dukkhala Vishashva. So up to this 14 planetary systems from Brahma Loka to Patala, there is no happiness. So Krishna thoroughly discourages people going to heavenly planets. Why I'm telling this is happening actually in heavenly planets. So Daksha, what is the nature of the mind? When everyone came and stood up, Daksha was effulgent. Everyone stood up. He was a Prajapati, progenitor. His service was to populate this universe. Procreation is in the mode of passion. So if somebody is passionate, actually Daksha is the reason to bring all these 8.4 million living entities to come to this world. He's very expert at sex life. He's also expert also. So somebody is very involved in procreatory activity, Rajoguna. Brahma says in 10th canto, Brahma says to Brahma's prayers to Krishna, in his prayers he says, what's the problem of Rajoguna? Rajoguna means desires. Actually, mind is in mode of goodness. Mind is in the mode of goodness. But when we become impelled by false ego, when we identify this temporary body as a self, then mind shifts to Rajoguna. When mind shifts to Rajoguna, then what happens is, by nature, mind is actually Sattvagun, but because of this one thing, when we declare war on Krishna, we want to enjoy independence of Krishna, we are blessed with ego, false ego, ahankar. Then because of the ahankar, we start identifying with the material body. When we start identifying with the material body, as I said before, the mind default, which is in mode of goodness, shifts to Rajogun. When it shifts to Rajogun, it starts enjoying the matter, material things. Immediately mind starts changing, mind starts deciding, this is good for me, this is bad for me, this is good for me, this is bad for me. The moment you see this as bad, the person who is actually possessing it or trying to possess it, or the person who is coming in your way, you will perceive him as an enemy, you will perceive him as a threat. Up to that, no problem. Hey, Prabhu, you are amazing, Prabhu. It happens in devotees. The moment you perceive it, this person is stopping my sense enjoyment. It can be mental, intellectual. You see that in offices a lot. There's in our team, layoff is going to happen. Ooh, everyone becomes a different, you defend. Or layoff is planning. Suddenly there'll be 2 people in the team. You consider that guy as a threat. Am I right or not? Why? So I'm able to maintain myself. This job is giving me that, and this guy is brought in. So false ego, internally false ego, externally it is mind. Burjan Prabhu explains actually. Then in this tussle, this is good for me, this is bad for me, impelled by ahankar, actually there is no Krishna at all. There is no Krishna in this. Even if you wear all the marks, you are going away from Krishna actually. Dhandev Maharaj commentary is writing it actually. Wow, there is no. But what we do once in a while, we try. This is true. That's why our chanting is so difficult. Mind, I am not interested. Intelligence, hey, it's very good. All right, okay, karo. 3 mantras, not interested. Interested in what? That one, okay. First round, children. Second round, job. Third round, Java. Mind is powerful. Mind is Maya. Mother Maya, Krishna's energy. What is Krishna's energy? What is Krishna's strength? Infinite. Krishna is, because this Maya is Krishna's energy, she has infinite power. Arey, what is the power we have to fight with Maya? Why you cannot control my mind? Control. Fifth mantra, sixth mantra, it takes away. Finally, you'll conclude after 20 years, hey, this process doesn't work. There are people who are there in the moment. A process works. Lord Chaitanya Sikshashtakam prayers, third and fourth, does not leave any room for anybody. Everything is a designation. Saffron is a designation actually. Anything, as long as we have an uncontrolled mind, we need to take shelter of our upadhis, designations. I'm an engineer, I'm a doctor, I have a green card, I have a citizenship. I have this much money in the bank, I have this, I have that, I. When you cannot enjoy Krishna's, your position as Krishna's servant, definitely we take shelter of upadhis, designations. Then what happens? This thing will bring envy. This false ego will bring other things. Children. Raghunath Das Goswami tells in Manasaksha. And we don't hesitate to even become envious of Krishna. One time I said, why am I envious of Krishna? I don't even think, because Krishna doesn't come in your way directly. If Krishna comes in your way directly, you will become envious of Krishna also. But somebody else is coming, Krishna is in their heart. They are working. But when they come in your path, Krishna is there in your heart. Like, he can be there, no problem. But this guy is blocking my enjoyment. Hare Krishna. So, Damatu, son-in-law, Swasrasya. Swasra means daughter. Swasrasya means daughter's relative is father. So, father-in-law. What is the nature of ego? Hey, everyone stood up when he came. My son-in-law did not stand. The universities are telling, make money, you will be happy. Whatever I said so far in 10 minutes. The topmost thing, hey, you are this body, huh? Professor is telling you are this body. You are the eyes, you are the mind, your senses, your ears. Please believe that. Gauram Prabhu made a nice statement. You go and tell acceleration due to gravity experiment. This pendulum. We all might have, everyone must have done that experiment. I have done perfectly, tablet the results. I got 10.2. Acceleration due to gravity is 10.2. Professor says, क्या आप न्यूटन से बड़ा हो गया क्या? Bigger than Newton. Bring it to 9.82 or 9.89, something like that. Then you are close to his result. Then we'll give you the. So today we have more faith on scientists than the actual experiment. E is equal to mc square. Einstein thought light is the fastest particle, so it took c. So the velocity of light is 3 into 10 power 10. The moment the scientists found out there are faster particles than light, this E is equal to mc square is removed. But they found atom bomb. Okay, it is working, so still it is there. If not this much, at least this much is working. Keep the principle. Hare Krishna. So the point is, what is Kali Yuga? Chaos. And what we are doing, we are sending our children with full conviction, Prabhu, you are this body, I am this body. If you make money, you'll be happy. If I make money, I'll be happy. But you will say, what can I do? I fully agree with you. What can you do? Because they need a job. They need to buy their own home. They need to have prove themselves. It is all a vicious cycle. Nobody, it's not easy to get out of it. But that's why, weekends you should consider temple as your home. Then only you will develop this quality. Otherwise, whatever the problems they bring, ego problems, there is a solution. Why families cannot survive? Because of this one. The moment somebody scrapes your ego, you consider that person as enemy. So, Hiranyakasipu, everyone is worshipping him, including Brahma, including Nardamani. Why my son is not listening? That is how ego works. That's how the mind works. Correct. So they didn't talk. This actually, this line here, the strife between Daksha, sorry, the previous chapter has explained with as to the cause of the misunderstanding. Another question is why the strife between Daksha and Sanala caused Sati. So they had a tension. Somehow it was not diffused. Honestly, actually, Kalkan made a nice statement. Actually, it will be for a very wonderful thing. Two people have brought. How do you Pavan Prabhu. So two people have problem. Party A thinks these four things he did to me. Party B thinks without touching these four things. Party A thinks B did this to me. B thinks A did this to me. You will never touch the four things. These are right. And this guy, because of the ego, we don't think these four things. He'll think these four things, he's also right. And they will never talk for the rest of their life. Very interesting, actually. So, Kalkan Prabhu said, if you have a problem with somebody, you should go and tell them. I felt like this. Please forgive me. I know. You don't need to, I felt like this. That's why I'm upset with you. So then that person, this is what's called breaking the ice, should speak. Otherwise, the tension is not diffused. Just Daksha, Lord Shiva didn't get up, he became upset. He never thought that day his daughter will die. How many of you agree? If only he had thought by his becoming angry with Shiva would lead to the death of his daughter. No, anybody in this world loves his daughter, loves children, right? Their children. That's why tiny, tiny things. Like in every day you put 10 pies, 10 cents, $10. One day it will become millions. So definitely would not have done that. But the ego is so high. I mean, the problem is, he was, what is it, Daksha felt he was actually humiliated. Even if the daughter came, he didn't even look at her. Actually, the mother and sisters entertained her. See, what is that? There is a Daksha Yajna. He was doing Yajna. Everyone is invited. Purposefully, he did not invite his son-in-law. How many of you agree? When you have a problem with somebody, you always think of that person negative. When that purple person comes like this, you know. So in the Vaishnava circles, if you do that, it's an aparadha. Chandramouli Maharaj said, then how to avoid? When they come in, you cannot be happy with them. So you offer obeisances. Maharaj gave a solution first time. Wow, this is a very nice thing, I thought. I have this question for so long. When somebody comes, 1,000 people are there. So best thing is offer obeisances. So what is that? Our ego. We live in the same room, but we don't talk. So what is that? He did not invite Lord Shiva. He did not invite Lord Shiva. Can you tell? Yajna dana tapaschaiva pavanani maneshina. What do you want? Yajna dana tapaschaiva pavanani maneshina. Means Krishna says in Gita, three things will purify everybody. What? Charity, yajna, sacrifice, tapasya, austerity. But when you are doing yajna to pursue your ends, it will not purify you. It will not purify you. My experience, you want me to tell? Any activity you do with mode of passion, it always brought me mixed results. As my experience. Even if you undertake a huge project, to the extent you have your Swami Karyam Swakaryam. I don't know how many people understood this. You didn't understand. Doctor says, hey, this for your disease to be cured, you have to, every day you have to eat pizza in the morning and evening rasgullas. Thank you very much. And you want the disease to continue. Because whatever doctor is telling, that's what you're liking. A spiritual one. So now I'll take, I'll give the example. Swami Karya Swakarya means, so, you go to, Guru tells, you go and go to New York every week. Very nice. Why? I want to see Empire State Building. I have not seen for long. Or if you're a PhD and says, a company says, in this summer, 1 month you go and give seminars in India, ticket free, everything free. Thank you, sir. So you are doing office work, but you are doing your work also. And the point I'm making is, it's Daksha, actually it's Rajoguna. A person is in Rajoguna, that's how I started Brahma's prayers. Rajoguna brings, the mind in Rajoguna, I want this, I don't want this. He is my enemy, he is my friend. So he did not invite Lord Shiva. He did not invite Lord Shiva. Unfortunately, Daksha was given a service of creation. The person who is trying to always create, maintenance is sattva. But if you're always creating, then you will be your service. If you're not careful, you will get that type of qualities from your service. If you don't balance that your service with sattva, you'll have problems. And what is that? Daksha was the chief progenitor employed by Brahma. He was son of Brahma, so had high position and was also very proud. Ladies and gentlemen, if your service is, if you are not careful, heart is filled with impurities. Shivaram Maharaj, this book I read it, he says, neophyte devotee doesn't know how to handle, how to deal with, how to take the association of seniors. If you don't take association, you'll fall down. If you go close to senior devotees, you will somehow offend and you'll fall down. Very interesting. That's why Kanishta position is very dangerous. The beauty, if a Kanishta thinks I am Uttama, that is even height. If a Kanishta thinks I am Uttama, what else? World has not realized yet. I am a Uttama Adhikari. Hey, you are in Kanishta. That's why you should not read these high-end books. Whenever I would read it, I think I'm in Vatsalarasar Mathur. That the book is so powerful. Then when you read things, I think one day that I am Kanishta. So it's called Tadatmyata. You will identify. That's the power of the book, not you. So he was proud. When we are identifying ourselves with the designations, it will bring pride. Garam Prabhu's famous statement, if you become proud, you're already fallen. How you are fallen is only a detailed world will come to. If you want, I'll repeat it. When you get proud, when you become proud, you're already fallen. How you are fallen, the world will come to know is only a detail. Means an incident will happen, world will come to know. If you don't rectify. That's why gateway to gateway is a third and fourth verse. Tranadapi sunichena, tarorapi saishnu. Raghunath Das Goswami did not become Raghunath Das Goswami overnight. Raghunath Das Goswami became Raghunath Das Goswami because he would offer obeisance to 3,000 Vishnus. And Srila Prabhupada did not become Srila Prabhupada overnight. 3 pies, he would go tea stall to tea stall to tea stall. Take this back to God. I am done. This is when 15 years before he came to America, 1942. Prabhupada came in 1965 actually. Much more than that. Take this back to God. Some people say we don't have money. Tea is only 3 pies, 3 cents. So tea is only 5 cents, this is only 3 cents. I have money to buy a cup of tea for 5 cents, but I don't have money, 3 cents to buy back to God and magazine. So that is how Prabhupada tested. What is the name? Ravindra Swarup Prabhu, a guru in ISKCON, he says. When did Prabhupada come to know? He is the chosen by Lord Chaitanya. He is the chosen one by Lord Chaitanya. Ravindra Swarup Prabhu says we don't know, but Prabhupada knew. So, pride is deadly. Actually, in the beginning, I started with the mind and mode of goodness changed to passion, and I told the episode there. One more element that is part of that is pride. Pride and envy are very close. If you become proud, you'll offend the people actually. If you are in the higher circles, your position is much more dangerous. That's what has happened to Daksha. By your misfortune, if an advanced devotee is there with you, you'll pay heavy price. Suruchi never thought this is a pure devotee. She thought this is my stepsister's son. Daksha was thinking, Shiva is great, but my son-in-law. He was thinking, why my son-in-law cannot respect? Manu Samhita says son-in-law has to respect father-in-law, something like that. You're always holding, hey, your son-in-law is what? Gunavatar. Why can't you understand? Suruchi never thought that this is only a small boy, 1 year older than 1 or 2 years older than Uttam. She never thought this is a pure Mahabharata devotee. That's why neophytes have to be very careful with dealing with others. That's why it is said a person's progress is based on how much humble he is. But if you're in higher circles, and if you do not capitalize that, you will pay heavy price. Small boy, maid servant son, Narad Muni, he served Bhaktivedantas that led him to become eventually Narad Muni. Because he was humble. That's why how much progress we make. Or if we have made progress, what is that one quality we have is humility. If not, we'll make problems. We'll identify invariably. We identify with the designations, and we offend people. Then, rather than making progress, that association burns us. Many people who stayed close to Prabhupada, they had spiritual difficulties. One day, Gauram Prabhu told me, "Welcome to the club. You're dealing with His Holiness Radhana Swami directly." Actually, I became very, you want to tell, proud. A few years later, I realized, no, this is fire. Because you will judge the other person, especially if you're a manager. Jadid Maharaj said, I never went close to Prabhupada. I'm an editor. I'll edit him also. So anybody you deal with, if you are not very advanced, you will judge that person. If you judge that person and you judge according to your mindset, then you will end up in problems. So I'll give you a simple example, Rasa Leela, Rasa Panchadhyay. So you will apply your Annamaya, Monomaya, Pranamaya, and you'll superimpose your consciousness on that. I know Krishna. What do you know Krishna? Hare Krishna. You know? So that's why this time I prayed. I don't want to go close to Chandramoli Maharaj, you know. So relationship is there for more than 2 decades. No, I cannot. He's very advanced. So if I go close, I'll burn. No. So I maintained a distance which I have not done before. Why? You'll be burnt. He is compassionate, he is giving it every access to everyone. But if I take that access, I will do some mistake which I do not know and I'll pay price. Pride is deadly. If you're in high circles, Amogha, by his good fortune, he became son-in-law of Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. But Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya's good fortune, he came in contact with Lord Chaitanya. And that association transformed Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya to give up Mayavad and become a pure devotee associate of Lord Chaitanya. But unfortunately, Amogha Leela could not capitalize. It's not Amogha Leela, Amogha, sorry. Could not capitalize. Immediately, the ego comes in. Oh, how can you eat this much? Hey, one line. You can say that same line to your son, nothing will happen. You can say the same line to your relatives, nothing will happen. You can say the same line to your spouse, will not happen. Whom you are telling? A guest. Even if you remove Lord Chaitanya as a pure Supreme Personality of Godhead as a sannyasi. But the nature of envy is you will speak. What is the first verse of Nectar of Instruction? What is the first word? Acha. It is not telling you control less eating or less sleeping. What is it telling? Acha. Have control on your tongue, speech. Wow. First one is Vacha. We speak. We have the urge to speak. You pay price. You don't see Amogha giving a lecture to Lord Chaitanya. Only 1 or 2 lines. Does he know? I mean, did he know? by my lines, in 4 hours to come, I'll be on the deathbed. Will he speak? No. Pride. Pride is deadly. Envy is deadly. And will bring all the other children. Lust, anger, other things will come. It is a network. It's just network. So what we should do? Chant the rounds. Chant the rounds nicely, come and do service. I don't remember which year it was, maybe 17. We did Janmashtami in Dice. We did in 17? In Dice? 16 or 17? No, not that much. Anyway, we did it. So it's something naturally at the end of every festival. What went wrong, what went? One devotee, if you want to tell the name, he said nothing went wrong. Everything is nothing went perfect. Why? I have this service is given to me, I did to the best of my ability. For me, everything went wrong. Amazing. I don't need to. So this is my service, I did very well, and I don't need to put my finger where there, what went wrong. So the one time I made a statement, if you don't increase your kshetra, your area of operation, then you will reduce your problems. But if you increase your kshetra, these are all mental. He is a board member. He is that board member. He is a journal supervisor. He is a GBC. He. These are all he only. Laughing stock. They're all just mental. Nothing happens. They are just a mental satisfaction. Literally no substance at all. 20 years later, in 20 years, so many things will change, including your designation. But we want it. Compared to that kick, gulab jamun is nothing actually. Or even whatever, other sensual pleasures. One person comes and tells you, Prabhuji, my life is for you. I'm your servant. I said, oh. Nothing gives that kick of happiness, when somebody comes and surrenders. So pride is deadly. So one has to be very careful. So that's why third verse and fourth verse we should try to apply. Then that will take us to the next level. Why Kulshekhara is telling Tad Vritya Vritya Paricharika Vritya Vritya Vrityasya Vritya. Itima Manaswaralokanada. Make me servant of servant of servant of servant of servant of servant of servant 7 times. Birth after birth. He's a king. When he comes, everyone gets up and offers obeisances. There is no opposition for him. But what is he telling? In Mukunda Mala Stotra, my Lord, make me your servant of servant of servant. 7 times. Birth after birth. Wow. That is a medicine for pride. Dasa Dasamdas. Then you'll go back to Godhead. Otherwise, actually, many times I told him, I'm done. I'm repeating again. This story, actually, Gauranga Prabhu says this. Hiranyakashipu Prahlad story, we always think we are Prahlad. We never think we are Hiranyakashipu. We are Prahlad. In Amoga story, we think we are Sarvabhattacharya or Sadhira Mata. We never think we are Amoga. So, this story of Narad Muni, Cobbler and Brahmana, ever since I joined full time till this time, until recently, I always felt I'm actually cobbler. Recently, 1-2 years, I'm thinking, I realize it's a very painful revelation. Hey, you're not cobbler, you're Brahmana. Abba. It's very humbling for me actually. I'm that Brahmana. Wow. And Vishnu is telling me for that day to come, it takes million lifetimes. Because I want to go tomorrow only. not Vaikuntha, Goloka only. You know, and I can go further. So what is the thing? Simple, you know, chant the rounds, sincerity. Actually, Vaisesha Prabhu mentions this. I don't want to become a big devotee. I want to become a sincere devotee. Chandramouli Maharaj, he said, hey, your people are great, man. Great. They're amazing. They're very serious devotees. I'm impressed. Thank you, man. Very grateful. So when people are happy, we make progress. Especially in devotees of that caliber. You know, Chandra actually Jayapata Maharaj came one time. Who are all these people? Maharaj, they're all different gurus' disciples. Maharaj, Dev Maharaj. But for us, it's all same, doesn't matter. Maharaj said, he was very happy. 14 or 13, I don't remember which year he came. So and he came and he said, he was also impressed. He said, Misty gone. You know, Michigan means, so he said, Misty gone. What's that?
Sweet song. Sweet song.
Sweet song. So Misty gone, he said. I told him in the airport I was living in, I was also traveling to New York, so I went and said, so I had to go, Maharaj, sorry, any offenses, please forgive us. Thank you very much, he said. Misty gone. He left, I left. So, only one thing, despite all these impurities, all the problems, if we develop, retain the attitude of gratitude, attitude of service, we make progress. Otherwise, metal world is a very deadly place to live. Because we do not know where problem will come from, in what shape it will come. Any question or comment otherwise will. Thank you very much. Yes, please forgive me if I spoke anything wrong as yourself. Anyone has any question or comment? Hope it is not heavy though. Amma? Thank you.
And all yajnas goal is to satisfy Vishnu.
Mm.
But why then they offer seats to all the devas and in Yajna they invite all the devas?
Thank you. Yajna why Vishnu? Yajna is meant for the satisfaction of Vishnu. Devatas as the empowered representatives, they can accept that. Ahutis, they can take it on behalf of Vishnu. So when Devatas accept it, it will go to Vishnu actually. Because the Devatas are the designated representatives of Krishna, Vishnu. So then when Devatas accept it on behalf of Vishnu actually. Yajna means Vishnu for satisfaction. Yajnarnat karmano nyatra lokoyam karma bandhana tadardam karma kaunteya mukta sangapara samachara. So, if whatever the work we do, if it is for the pleasure of Krishna, Vishnu, that's good. If not, it will create bondage. So it's true with Devatas also. They accept it on behalf of, as an empowered representative of Vishnu. They can accept it. But it is meant for Vishnu.
Not mandatory to give seats to all the devas.
In a regular quote-unquote yajna, the offerings are made, the Vishnu name comes, still Devatas, because they are in charge of universal affairs. Veda glorifies Indra like anything. So Devatas are the genuine representatives of Vishnu. So what happens is any yajna that happens, they can take it actually. Devatas are invited. Even the final oblation is made. Even when we do yajna, right? Namo Brahmana Devaya, Go Brahmanita, Jayatita, Krishna, Vandana. So that one means the final, when you pour it, actually here also, even though everything messed up when the final Vishnu comes, in this story also. So, but uh, Devatas, they can take their portions, you know. Also, it is said when you feed Brahmins, um, Krishna says, when Brahmins eat, I, you know, I eat from the, I eat when Brahmanas eat, I get that from, from their tongue, I also get it. So, like, that's why we should feed devotees actually. Okay. Anything else?
Offering goes directly to Vishnu or through Devata?
Even in the yajnas, when yajna is performed, devatas are, it's called havis actually, havis or ahuti, so, and devatas can accept it. Vishnu, they accept it on behalf of Vishnu as a representative. But in our offering, it's Guru. Bhakti is different. It's Guru. Guru, finally will go to Radharani. Radharani will purify it, and it will go to then Krishna. Then she will go to Krishna. We give it to Guru when we make offering. But in the yajnas, though the chief, the person, the beneficiary is Vishnu, Devatas as empowered representatives, they accept that offering.
Whatever they have portion, they accept that.
They accept it, yeah. And
Hare
Devatas,
Krishna.
it is said, in ancient times, Devatas would see, I forgot where I read in Bhagavatam, first canto. When the yajna happens, the people would see Devatas coming and personally accepting it. Even Maharaj Parikshit time. But we don't see that. Second thing is that much purity is not there. That's why we don't see. But those days, yes. First canto it is written. Yes, Prabhu.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna Dhanandra. Name Krishna Das. Prabhu, one question. Can you hear me, Prabhu? I'm in the car.
Yeah, I
Actually.
can hear you.
Okay. So our Lord Shiva is not Devata like Indra, right? Is a Guna.
True.
So Lord Shiva's sons, Kartikeya and Ganesha, comes under Devata category or different category?
They come under Devata category.
So they have lifespan also for Ganesha.
That's what I heard.
Okay.
One time I asked a question. Parshuram is Jiva Tattva or Vishnu Tattva? Yesudas Radhanaswami said, sometimes Parshuram is Jiva Tattva, but when right Jiva is not there, Parshuram, Vishnu, then Vishnu will come. So, like in Indra, usually Indra is Jiva Tattva. When the right person is not there, so Vishnu will take that position of Indra. So, I really do not know whether the same thing applies to the Ganesh and Kartikeya. But as far as I know, they're demigods. And all the devatas are actually Jiva Tattva. But of course, Mahadev, Lord Shiva, is considered the chief of devatas, but Lord Shiva is not Jiva Tattva. You all know Shambhu Tattva, right? But I till this day I never heard. I know Jiva Tattva, Shambhu Tattva, Vishnu Tattva, Shakti Tattva. These four. So if you ask me out of the four where they belong to Jiva Tattva. Anyone wants to add anything on the top of it? As you.
Don't ask question and answer this thing, except Guru and Lord Shiva. Everything we said, they come in the Jiva.
Yeah, Guru and Lord Shiva.
This is where I say, something that you are Raghunath has questioned communities except Guru and Lord Shiva. In
Everyone is
this
Jivitam.
world, everyone is Jivitam.
Wow.
Only, as you said, that position is vacant, nobody is there, then just no Guru.
So Rasikbu Prabhu is telling, except Guru and Lord Shiva, everyone is Jiva Tattva. You know. Thank you. Any other question or comment? Otherwise, we'll end it.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Amma? Louder.
It is said that we should, as a devotee, we should always associate with equals, union, and unity. And today, like you mentioned, that with Vaishnavi, with the Uttama Adhikari, it's like dealing with the fire.
Ah,
So, question is like, how to deal with them, maintaining our community, and getting that confidence to serve them.
as long as you serve perfect, you need to serve.
Sometimes like being humble, you feel that I can't serve or
But service, okay, sometimes people say I'm not qualified. For service, everyone is qualified. Just come and can you come and cook Rajbhog? I'm not qualified. Can you come and sweep the floor? I'm not qualified. Can you come and take prasad? Actually, I'm not qualified, but for your pleasure. So you don't need, just do the service, do the needful, but don't go beyond. That's it. Just serve, do service, and that is it. Okay, that's it. As simple as that. So we should not edit anybody. Just do service. I read it, this, I don't know who it was. So initiations were happening, Prabhupada, Rampaswamy actually. Prabhupada wrote Rampad Das. But the secretary, that person said, what is his name? Ramapada. Prabhupada said, but I wrote Rampada. But he said, no, Prabhupada, you wrote Rampada only. So Prabhupada did not want to create a situation. Everyone is watching initiations, right? Just to, Prabhupada said, no, I wrote Rampadas. No, Prabhupada, you wrote Rampada. Then he said, all right, your name is Rampadas. That's how Rampaswamy got the name actually. So eventually it became, but that person had spiritual difficulty. That's what I read. You have to be careful. Anything otherwise will end it. No. Thank you very much. If I spoke anything wrong, please forgive me. Srila Prabhupada. One more point actually. We are distributing flyers for this Color Fest. So many flyers we printed, also book distribution. So my request to all of you, if you can, weekends go for book distribution and distribute these flyers, then we'll be able to get some new people to our temple. Preaching is very important, especially because we are very strict. Unless we put everyone in the temple puts energy, we cannot get new people. Even if they, new people come, we need to train them because it takes a lot of time actually. So everyone has to learn kirtan, everyone has to learn kartal, mridanga, or whichever, speaking. When people come, if you are here, nobody's there, then give them charanamrit. And if your clothes are good, give a little prasad. So that way we are leaving a good impression on them. That is how we grow. Otherwise, what happens, every year, if you see how many new people we add, every year? 20? I doubt. We don't add 20 devotees every year. So that's what I can do. Thank you. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Grandada Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai.